In association with Official Wrestling comes A Few Good Marks podcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to A Few Good Marks. I am your host, Kieran, and I am joined by one half of the current predictions champions, Candy.
Hello.
Holds his belt up aloft in jubilation.
Miss you, Alex. Enjoy your time in Florida.
Alex, can't be here. She's packing. She's off to Florida, so she won't be on the next couple of podcasts either. But she has given me some thoughts on this show, which I will read out.
Detailed,
which I will read out.
Informative views of Alex Cooper.
I'll read out when the time is right. So today we are talking All In. It was quite the show it was built up to be, and has really sort of cemented that WWE is no longer the be-all end-all for a wrestler.
I think that's fair. I didn't realise how long this build-up's been going on. I think it's like since January that they've kind of been talking about All In.
I thought it's definitely been going for over a year.
It's been well longer than I thought as the build-up to it.
But I mean...
May 2017 was when the initial...
Yeah, so it's been way over a year then, wasn't it? From Meltzer.
Started the whole thing, yeah.
Amazing. But yeah, like it's in the build-up that it's been very storied that how successful it's already been. Obviously they had... they sold out the venue in half an hour. And they got they were getting huge names in. You know, the NWA World Title was defended. The ROH title was defended. The IWGP Heavyweight Champion was there. And, you know, it was amazing to see all these different companies coming together and putting it on. I mean, we know that New Japan and Ring of Honor have a good relationship anyway, but this was an entirely separate thing altogether because it was just Cody and the Young Bucks putting on a show.
Yeah, I think the combination of all the companies come together is one of the best things.
And Impact as well, which
Impact
was really
and cool. AAA and CMLL.
Yeah.
And even Pentagon works Lucha Underground, which isn't really a promotion, it's a TV show, but it's still part of the wrestling world.
Yeah, now. Absolutely. There was. Who do you think? Before we get into it, do you think there was any big independent names missing from the card?
The only one that keeps being brought up, but I didn't even think of until other people have said it, is Neville.
Yeah, well, that was like that was once he obviously got released. Or his contract was up.
Yeah,
a couple of days before.
Clause of not competing.
Yeah, it was up, and he officially got moved to the alumni page, and people were actually, genuinely celebrating it. It's like it's over. But yeah, I guess it would have been really, really cool to have someone who's very recently dropped out of WWE and had, and I think it would also have been nice to have seen him face Austin Aries. Because that was obviously a huge match that was put on a stage at WrestleMania, but wasn't given the respect it was deserved. Like that's the reason Austin Aries quit WWE in the first place, was because that match was one on the pre-show of WrestleMania, and two was taken off the WrestleMania DVD, so it wasn't even documented.
Yeah, that wasn't his reason, but that's kind of like one of the.
Well, yeah, it was one of the reasons. One of the reasons. Anyway, All In. Let's go. Kick things off with MJF versus Matt Cross.
Are we going to discuss the pre-show, even though I didn't watch it?
Oh, I didn't. Sorry, I didn't see the pre-show either.
There was a pre-show.
They didn't. Yes, they did have a pre-show. They had a big battle royal to decide who was going to face Jay Lethal for the title, didn't they? Everyone thought Bully Ray had won, and then a luchador got in, threw him out over the top, and it was Flip Gordon.
It was, and I didn't see the pre-show because it wasn't on New Japan, but at the beginning they were running through the card, and it was like. And we've also got the ROH title, Jay Lethal versus Flip Gordon. I was like, wait, what? When did Flip get booked?
Because that was, again, this is another big story that he was trying to get, that Flip was trying to get booked on this show. And
even
there you go.
He had an NWA title shot against Nick Aldis, because if he won that, then he was on the show, because he had to defend against Cody, but he lost that match.
But and then was there another match on the pre-show?
There was a tag match between the Briscoes and Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky as SoCal Uncensored.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It was good to see Kazarian on the show though. I don't know, Daniels was on the show, but yeah, Kaz is very, very good. But I can't believe the Briscoes weren't on the main show. They've been huge in ROH, haven't they?
Yeah, but I don't know if the Briscoes used to be a big name, and now I don't feel like they are as big as they used to be. I think other guys have
overtaken them.
Yeah, massively so.
Oh well. Anyway, so on to the main show. Kick things off with MJF versus Matt Cross. First time watching either of these guys. I've heard of Matt Cross. Hadn't heard of MJF, but they were very quick to put over these a young up and coming guy. Matt Cross did a lovely handspring corkscrew backflip moonsault thing. It was beautiful. You'd think being a commentator I would actually know the names of these moves.
Yeah, but sometimes they happen so quick. You just it was one of them.
That was what a maneuver. So he did that. Of course, I mean this was kind of set the tone for flippy shit during this.
Yeah,
because it was. I mean, you talk about indie style of working. That's what this is. But I mean, it's just what wrestling is nowadays, I guess. And even so, and you say like all the indies that do flippy shit, like WWE, they have a suicide dive every 2 matches.
Yeah.
So there's so it's who's imitating who here. MJF was actually working the crowd, like legitimately not getting heat on the wrestler, was just working the crowd. And I can't recall a time a WWE wrestler has done that. I mean, I guess it's a lot different when you've got, you're continuously working stadiums, and you can't really, I mean, The Miz does it well on the microphone, incredibly well, but he doesn't do it during his matches.
Like you can kind of do it to like a small section of the crowd rather than the whole building.
But that's what he was. But he was just talking out, and he was just talking bollocks, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Some really nice moves in this one. That was nice of me to not write them down. It was just God damn it! Some really nice moves in this match. It was a good match. And both guys won me over. Absolutely, really good. Matt Cross got the win. Like a 20-year veteran or something.
Yeah, and I was like, he had a shooting star press, and I realised that that's still quite a protected finisher.
Yeah.
If someone hits a, like, not a standing one, but a proper full one from the top rope, that very often ends matches.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably one of the most, I'd say, in general, that's a finishing move.
Yeah, because elbow drop, not anymore.
No.
That's when Jay Lethal was doing it in his match later on.
Yes.
I was like...
Murdered it.
I was like, oh yeah, Randy Savage used to use this as like a finisher, like a deadly finisher, and then like the 450 is now being kicked out, but the shooting star press is still...
Yeah, shooting star press.
Still an actual finisher.
And then, there's not many others. I think Croft was writing an article about this.
I think he started it. I think he's still very at the beginning. It was about
protecting
finishers. I still don't think he's named any examples. I think he's done his introduction but never did the full article. You might get that someday.
He'll get there sometime. Then it was an interview with Chris Daniels. Nope, it was an interview with Nick Ellis. Cock up number 1. Oh, bless him. But Nick Ellis got a really nice promo. It was really good. It was good seeing a Brett on this show as well. He's obviously very well known in the States and has been trusted enough to carry the 10 pounds of gold around the world and like proper build it back up again.
Because was he on about something like 20 matches in 20 days or something like that? Like that's quite... I haven't seen anything about it, but he's done a quite impressive feat.
He faced Dan Evans, who I've done a Mark Out interview with, and Dan probably said that was his highlight of his career.
Right.
Was wrestling for the NWA World Heavyweight title. Like in absolutely incredible. But that's even still happening. And also when you consider that, like after Shane Douglas threw that belt to the ground, after for the birth of ECW, like how far that's come to now be, and it's gone through that and it's still going. You know what I mean? So, but we'll come on to the NWA title in a bit. Oh my God, it's Jerry Lynn!
Oh, he looked in good shape though, didn't he? And
He looked
gave
like
the old devil horns. It was another win for Jerry Lynn.
The man gets, I don't know, he's always been that age.
No, he's cut his hair off so he looks younger.
Yeah, he's Benjamin Button. He's so weird. But I reckon he could still go. The legend that is Jerry
I thought
Lynn.
he was going to go at some point in this match.
It was very good. He was in the ring to referee Stephen Amell, the Green Arrow, against Christopher Daniels. This was Amell's third ever wrestling match. His first match that wasn't a tag team match as well. And I thought he did very, very well.
I thought...
For a non-wrestler, that's probably the best non-wrestler wrestling match I've ever seen.
Yeah. Because like you say, it wasn't the best, but like it's his third match. It's like,
yeah.
And it's his first singles one. Like, yeah, it was pretty
on
good.
A huge stage as well. Like, but it was quite interesting. Like, because I'm not a wrestler, but I went. But I was at a show the other week. I was supposed to be ring announcing it, but it was in a car park in the middle of Middlesbrough on a really rainy day. Actually, I've not told you this story yet. You're gonna mark.
So, you told us the finish.
I told you the finish. All right. So basically, it was pissing down with rain, and it's like, and there wasn't that many people there anyway. So it was like, right, there's no point in ring announcing it. But the booker turns to me, he's like, "Do you want to wrestle instead?" I was like, "Well, I haven't really got any gear." It's like, "I'll just wrestle as you are. It's fine." I was like, "Okay, carny as hell, but fuck it, I'll do it." And we got into the and we were planning out the match and stuff like that. But I could see a bit of myself in what Amell was doing. Like I was in the same sort of way.
Yeah.
The not being overly crisp in the ring, not being that smooth, not being, you're still a little uncomfortable in the ring.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But the long story short of this match that I had, aside from nearly being choked out by my opponent in actual life, put 2 thumbs in my fucking windpipe, fucking knobhead. The finish of the match, we were thinking like, right, what can we do for this finish? I was like, well, normally I do I'd always said my finisher would be a single knee face breaker type thing. I think Gregory Helms used to do it. He did it. Prime example is No Way Out 2007 Cruiserweight Invitational, finishes off like 5 guys with it.
Oh yeah, of course I remember that one.
Boss. That's a really good pay-per-view. People should go watch No Way Out. Go watch No Way Out 07. That's my next that's my next vintage watch.
I was going to say, I've literally forgot what the pay-per-view was already.
That is my next vintage watch pick. Anyway, so I was going to do that. I was like, well, I haven't really got any knee pads, and if we do it wrong, he's going to get a concussion. So it's like, well, what can we do? And I was like, just do a Rainmaker. It's in the rain, I'll do it. It's just like, you're such a mark. It's like, yeah, I am. And I got in and I hit it, and when we won. So and then later on, I lost a battle royal. I got put out by a fucking clothesline. but no, it was a pinfall by pinfall or submission battle royal because you weren't going over the top rope. So I got put out by a fucking clothesline. It looked so weak.
Yeah.
Put out by me on finisher. God.
Anyway, we've done a lot to not talk about this match.
I know. No, sorry, massive tangent. But the point I'm making is I saw a lot of myself on in Amell in the ring. And well, in terms of wrestling ability.
I don't think there was I think Christopher Daniels as an opponent. I don't think there were many that you could have put in who's better than Chris Daniels.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Like, I don't know, a lot of these storylines on this show were built from Being the Elite. And I think if you didn't watch Being the Elite, you might have missed a few of these, but I think in the last 2 weeks, Christopher Daniels has done like a proper, serious promo, and it's been 2 of the best promos I've seen for a long time.
Cool.
Because I remember Christopher Daniels in his TNA days was Bad Influence, or the tag team, the world tag team champions of the world.
Yeah.
With Kazarian, like doing all the comedy shit. But like these 2 serious promos about Stephen Amell and like his career and like going back his 20-year history in wrestling, like they've been really good. So when they were like, oh, we're going to a Chris Daniels interview, it was Magnus. I was like,
well. Got it. Stephen Amell hit the coast to coast, and it was really impressive.
Oh yeah, it was quite good. That
I was just like, bloody hell. He nearly fell as well. I was like, that was some...
oh yeah, he did not look safe when he was getting on the top rope.
That was some good agility. I
think this was probably perfectly to fit, like it was the second match of the show. Any later,
yeah,
I think it would have been.
I agree. You got the star power. It's like, look, early on, it was that type of match. It was what it needed. It was really good. Daniels fell on the table, and Amell dives through. Oh, he threw.
He dived through the
table.
and elbow dropped and Daniels moved.
That was it. They just put dives through the elbow. I was like,
dives through the elbow.
Dives through the table. I should have said elbow drop, but never mind. But yeah, so they're both on the outside, and Jerry Lynn goes, "Nah, fuck this. We're not having a count out. Get the fuck in the ring." Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Chris Daniels then hit the best moonsault ever for the win, for the 3 count. Daniels won, and it was an excellent match.
I don't go as far as excellent.
I thought it was excellent. I mean, to be fair, I was just really over. I was just kind of, through this entire show, I was just like kind of marking a little. Although it's also easy to, it was really easy to make comparisons to this show in WWE, because that was somewhat the whole idea. To show, like, look, we're doing this now. And already in the first 2 matches, you've had a guy who's worked the crowd better than anybody else, and you've had a celebrity come in and wrestle in possibly the best match that any celebrity has ever wrestled. So it's like, already they're doing 2 things better than WWE. Speaking of doing things better than WWE, it's the women's match. Britt Baker, Madison Rayne, Chelsea Green, and Tessa Blanchard in a fatal 4-way. Thank you for clearing. Well, they called it something else, didn't they?
A 4-corner survival match.
Yeah.
Which obviously sounds like it's elimination. And then the commentators were like, by the way, it's not
elimination. It's just a straight up fatal 4-way.
But like, they know it's confusing because they had to clear it up.
Yeah.
It's like, don't call it that then.
Or, do it like elimination.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, swerve into the skin, never mind.
Because I think as soon as they said it, it was like, okay, it's elimination. And then it went, by the way, it's not elimination. It's like, right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay then.
But they had 4 commentators on this match, and it was not good.
No, they had Emma, for give lack of a better word.
Emma and the other one.
I didn't know who the other one was.
No, I can't remember. I'll find a name, because it's not very nice to just forget about it.
Yeah, and you've got Wikipedia open.
Mandy Leone.
There you go, Mandy Leone. Yeah, they weren't great.
It was like, oh my god. That was my Australian accent.
Yeah, Emma's Australian accent. I don't know. It's. I guess it's because how long she's been in America for.
Yeah, could
which
be.
she doesn't like. But when you listen to like Peyton Royce and Billy Kay, they actually their accent's a lot stronger. But yeah, it's But yeah, she doesn't sound convincingly Australian.
Like, wow, what am I do that?
Bloody hell.
Hero.
Anyway, Tessa Blanchard hit a code breaker of sorts. It was quite nice. There were some really nice pinning combos from Madison Rayne. From last thing I saw, like from Madison Rayne, was years ago in TNA, and I don't ever remember it being that good.
No, I thought she looked better here than any TNA match.
Absolutely. The woo woo woo. Is that what I thought it was?
Was that with
I
Chelsea?
have no idea what I've written there.
Okay.
What the fuck does that say? I've absolutely no idea what that says.
What do you think of Chelsea Green's hot mess gimmick?
I like it. I think it is one of the best female wrestling gimmicks going.
I'd agree.
Because it's so stereotypical in a way, or it's like quite an obvious one. You know what I mean? Like the a spoiled brat,
yeah.
Or like like a Ted DiBiase, or like the Miz. So I think, you know what I mean. There's these gimmicks that are just sort of there. They've been done in different ways, but people
kind of got the same
people
basis.
doing better. Yeah, exactly. But this is such a good. It's a brilliant idea.
It's like, because I knew I knew Chelsea Green, and I knew she was doing the hot mess gimmick, but I've never seen it. I've only heard about it.
I've seen a little bit of. I think it was on OSW, and she was doing that.
Right.
A little bit in the crowd. But yeah, I've never seen her wrestle. She's also dating Zack Ryder, which is what the woo 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 kick was. It was a nice shout out.
I was gonna do that as like a fun fact for the. It's like, do you know who she's going out with? And then she did the woo woo woo. I was like, oh, I might have given the given the game away there.
Giving it away here. Tessa Blanchard kicking out of a fucking destroyer.
Tessa Blanchard she's bigger than pretty much any other female wrestler around, and I think that gives her such a distinctive look.
She looks hard as fuck.
She does. Like, she could legitimately knock you out.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a great just look to have for a wrestler.
Absolutely. Any one of these, I mean, like, I hate saying this because it's cliche to say, but any one of these would be a good fit in WWE. But that's the point of this show, is that they don't have to anymore. That's a stigmatism that you kind of got to get out of saying. Although it's nice to sort of. Wasn't Tessa Blanchard in the Mae Young Classic last year?
She was last year, yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, fun fact! You know who she's going out with?
Go on.
Ricochet.
Is she?
Pretty sure they're
Tessa
in a
Blanchard got
relationship.
a Ricochet. That's nice. He's a nice guy.
So once Chelsea did the woo woo woo, I was like, oh, is she going to do like a 720 bomb or something?
Amazing. But yeah, it was everybody was on their feet for the climax of this match. It was just like an absolute ovation, and it was a really good match. It was a shame about the finish because it looked like they'd broken it up and they had gotten there, but they counted the 3.
They counted the 3, and it looked like a 3, but then the commentators were like, oh, they break up. Oh, no, she hasn't.
Yeah, I think it just, like, the crowd were confused. It was somewhat like, oh, that's the finish. Oh, hey, that's the finish.
Yeah.
Hey, well done, guys. I mean, the hug at the end got the everything back up, so it was fine. And it doesn't ruin the match much. It was a fantastic showing by all 4 women, showing you how it should be done. Next up was the NWA World Heavyweight title on the line. Nick Aldis defending against Cody. We got the first video package of the night. I thought it was done quite swift and quite slick, the video package. Didn't have much.
No, didn't, because I was like, did they? And I was like, I do remember them like walking across the stage in front of each other and looking at the All In sign like it was WrestleMania.
Which was cool. Someone should have pointed at it. They so missed a gimmick there. At a Ring of Honor show, they should have had a banner made and someone points at it. Would have been fucking
Gordon at the end of the Battle Royal. I'm going all in!
Oh my god! They missed a cheap pop there, to be honest. But never mind. But yeah, it was done like there wasn't any. They didn't use any of the like speech from any promos or anything. No. They just showed what was happening and had music off the top of it, which was fine. I quite liked it. It was different. It was like you don't want to do exactly what WWE are doing, so. Do it differently, and it worked because you could still get what the story was from just watching the videos. Cody came out first, and Brandy looked incredible. First note, so hot.
Didn't she have her own intro? Like it came up Brandy Rhodes before.
I think she got her own.
Anyone else?
I think so. Yeah.
And then like she came out first, then the rest came out because they had like the MMA kind of deal with them walking from backstage and
people in the corners
having the fight teams.
So Cody had DDP and Tommy Dreamer on his side, which was quite cool. Didn't know Tommy Dreamer
and Glacier.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Let's whose boy's that? It's,
I think it's Crossboy.
Crossboy. Amazing. And then Jeff Jarrett in Nick Aldis' corner. Brilliant.
And Sean Daivari. Oh yeah, because he interfered in the match.
And Daivari as well. Yeah, brilliant.
And Sam Shaw, but I don't really know why.
Yeah, no. Maybe he's just a good friend.
Probably.
I mean, I think they were an Impact around the same time, so.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe.
Definitely both worked in Impact, I can tell you that.
What are you doing in my bedroom? Oh dear. Anyway,
because he still had the serial killer gloves on. I was like, sorry, I've not seen you in like 6 years. I don't know what your gimmick is. Like you would murder him.
It's gonna come out and I don't know. Anyway, so the match kicked off, and Cody jumped off from the top rope, got hit with an elbow drop, and then cut himself open. He busted. I thought it was blatantly obvious what he was doing.
It went on for a long time.
It was like, oh man,
and then he came up bleeding. It was like,
because he went underneath the table
as
well.
This blade job took about 5 minutes, mate.
Just like doing it really fine, just making sure. Oh, leave a little scar.
Because then didn't Dreamer come out?
Yeah.
At this point, and it was like, I was like, well, if you need someone to blade for you,
Yeah.
get Dreamer.
I mean, to be fair, like, if you're going to get Tommy to come out, Tommy's not going to stop the match, is he? Former ECW wrestler. I've had bigger cuts of fucking cutting me breakfast, mate, and get on with it. But there was a slight hint of Ric Flair about it, because it was the bleach blonde hair with the red.
And Dusty had blonde hair.
Oh, of course. But I mean, you can see... But I think that's very it's very iconic look, isn't it? When you with the blood in the hair, the blonde hair of Ric Flair. That was a lot of rhyming words. Brandy diving in the way of the elbow drop. I was speaking to Willow about this last night, and he wasn't really a fan of this. Mind you, he's not a fan of Brandy Rhodes apparently. He's our Willow, so. But I
don't know. It was an odd one because it was like. I was like, oh, maybe Aldous didn't see her. I was like, oh, she moved. Like, once he jumped, then she moved. I was like, no, she was lying on top of him the whole time.
I thought she did move on. She was sat by him.
Yeah.
And then when he jumped off, then she moved on to him.
I thought it looked like she was kind of already on him, and then he jumped and...
She was a little bit. She was sort of hovering over him. Yeah, it could have been a lot better.
I took it more as like a heel move. That's like, well, if you're going to lay there, then I'm going to hit with the elbow drop, and he just did it anyway.
But I mean, obviously, Aldous, his reaction to doing it, and the commentators sold it so well. Like, just like, guys, these guys, you know, what was his wifey thinking now? Oh my god. I was like, yes, phenomenal. Great calling. And then Aldous kicking out the crossroads, mental. Like, there was at this point, like, after the elbow drop, was all that. I was like, oh, this is it was a really good finish. All kicking out of different moves and stuff like that. And then they finished with, it was essentially SummerSlam 92.
Yeah, it was.
Which was quite nice. You know, a nice nod back. But apparently it's also a way that a lot of NWA title changes happened as well.
Probably.
But there we go. But he did it. Cody Rhodes is your new NWA World's Heavyweight Champion.
I kind of like that they emphasised the worlds.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but it just adds something different.
Yeah, it's not world, it's the worlds. It's like it belongs. It's more...
I did like the match. I thought it went a bit too long, though.
I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. I didn't really mind the length. I knew because it was a title match, and it was a main event, but it was on...
I thought this was going to be the main, but
yeah.
I suppose Cody had other things to be doing during the show.
Yeah, true. So right, let's get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Sit backstage. But yeah, Cody Rhodes following in the footsteps of his father. I genuinely got really teary-eyed when I saw this.
Really?
This was... I had two things... no, I didn't. Did I have two things for me? No, I only had the one thing, which was this. I was going through, and one of the wrestling photographer that I follow on Instagram took the picture and put it up, and I was like, oh. And it took a second, and I was just like... got really emotional. Just like, that's so cool that he's... doing that, you know, that's something that is renowned with Dusty's name is the NWA Heavyweights title.
Yeah.
And to now see Cody following in that footsteps it was very, very cool.
Because it's talked about like they're the first father-son duo to both hold that title.
Yes, yeah, that's cool.
And then they've also mentioned about how like Dusty is credited with creating Starrcade, which is officially the first pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like Cody's Starrcade. It's something he's created.
Yeah, that's
I was like,
cool.
oh, that's quite good. That's quite nice.
Very good. Very, very good. So yeah, Cody, your new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. I actually get to see the belt this weekend at the WrestleMedia Con in Manchester. It's going to be very cool. Nick Aldis is actually there with the belt. Obviously now he's not champion anymore. But I think they're going to have like it'll still probably be storyline like, oh, how do you feel, you know, like after losing. It's like the first time you're speaking out as the marketing it. That's going to be good. Next up was Joey Janela versus Hangman Page. This was indie-rific bollocks, but it was fun. It's like, isn't wrestling silly? It's brilliant.
This might have been my favourite match of the entire show.
Really?
Yeah, I enjoyed it well more than I thought I was going to.
It was good. I
like,
mean, after the G1, I've grown to like Hangman Page quite a lot.
Same.
But the whole storyline surrounding the boots and him killing Joey Ryan, like, oh,
and he had Joey Killer on the back of his tights.
Ah, brilliant. And he was like, and they were putting that over as well, that he was facing a load of Joeys. Oh, he had been facing a load of Joes or Joe, something like that. I don't know. Maybe he should have had a match with Joseph Parks, in my opinion. I'd have popped for that. I think that was my biggest. Do you remember that watching TNA in Manchester? And he came out. That was my biggest pop of the night. Was when Joe Parks came out. I loved that.
I was scrolling through something before about TNA, and I'm pretty sure that story's still going because he now has like another brother. There's like Joseph Park and Joseph Park's brother who must be like the cousin of Abyss or something. I'm not sure what's going on, but I don't watch it anymore. But something's still going on with Joseph Park.
I think there was I was on OSW reviewed last year's Bound for Glory, and yeah, he had a match with Grado as Joe Parks, which is fair enough. And he is quite good. He's good at the gimmick though. To be fair, it's amazing range. When you think about it, from Abyss to Joseph Parks, it's quite cool. It's
probably a nice break to not go through thumbtacks every single night.
Cut your fucking arms open every 5 minutes. So this match, I've heard a bit about Joey Janela as well.
Yeah, again, he's one I've seen on Being the Elite, but not any of his matches or anything, just kind of his character work. But yeah, I thought he was, because he was like, he's a big hardcore wrestler, and yeah, this was a street fight, so I think it was straight up his alley. Mm-hmm. There was a gnarly powerbomb off the stage.
Street fight alley.
Brilliant.
There was a burning hammer onto the ladder first.
Oh, that was quite good.
That was, oh my god. Penelope Ford was kicking ass, and she was incredibly hot, but she was kicking ass.
Yeah, she was really good as like a second in Joey's corner, because she was there for all her spots. She looked great doing it all. Not great as like attractive, but like great as in like she knew what she was doing. She could handle
absolutely
exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
I thought this person's a brilliant person to have in your corner and interfere in matches.
Mm-hmm. And it'd be nice to see some of her matches. Did she wrestle as well?
I'd guess so.
It'd be cool to look, actually see what her matches are like if she's like that in a match. The powerbomb off the ramp. Oh, there was an elbow drop through the table, as well, which is it's just another table spot. But that powerbomb off the ramp was Jesus Christ. I mean, he couldn't really see where he was throwing him anyway, which is the danger of that spot.
Yeah,
he only just managed to throw him down the stairs.
The stairs were what worried me. The same with the Matt Jackson spot later on. They had the stairs going down like that.
It was
you don't mess with stairs.
No, you don't. Not unless you're
fucking Hiromu. Oh no, that was the worst spot I've ever seen, when Hiromu took the Hurricane Rana down the stairs.
Heavy. Oh, Hiromu. But he went through only one of the tables, which was like, he did protect his head, because he could very easily have just like twatted his head against the other table, which would have game over, lads.
Done a Spike Dudley.
But there we go. Hangman Page won the match, but
wait, he didn't just win the match. He did a fucking last rites of passage off a ladder through another table.
Yes, he did.
Which was a great finish.
Yes, he did. Great finish. Hangman Page won the match, and then like, how I was making comparisons before, like WWE, like all these matches, you can just sort of make parallels with WWE so far. The first four, you've got, like, we've said about the guy working the crowd, WWE don't do that. You've got Stephen Amell having a better celebrity match than any WWE celebrity match ever. You've got the four women having one of the best women's wrestling matches you've ever had. Then the NWA World Title match felt like a big fight feel, is what it was.
Yeah.
This was pure piss take Undertaker. It was fucking fantastic. So essentially, the guys.
Well, I'll read what it says on Wikipedia.
Go on then. Oh god, this is going to be fantastic.
It says, after the match, the lights went out, similar to the Undertaker, where druids appear, but instead of druids, it was men in inflatable penis costumes. I was like,
still pops me.
I was like, I like how they go through the whole, like, comparing it to the Undertaker. But instead of druids, it was men in inflatable penis costumes. But, like,
and so it
normally that would be weird. It's like, Joey Ryan's coming.
His entire gimmick is based around his penis.
Famous penis wrestler Joey Ryan. Famous dick wrestler.
But I really liked how, like, they want to say, instead of, like, how they, like, for the druids, when they're carrying the stakes, they'll they'll then like bow them towards the middle.
Yeah.
They all like bowed inwards with their heads. As lads, fucking incredible. But the best things were the calls on commentary, because it was the res erection. And he's come again. It's like 10 out of 10, lads. It was absolutely brilliant. I was quite glad that this is what Joey Ryan was doing on the show, not wrestling. He's not the greatest wrestler going, but his comedy shtick is hilarious. I don't care what Jim Cornette says.
He got the
it's
dick
very
flip
funny.
in. That's what people came for.
Yeah, and he got a massive pop.
Yeah. I was talking about Hangman Page, like he's a good wrestler. I think his comedy stuff, and like the way he sells just...
Yeah, his eyes. Like when Joey Ryan was coming back, I was making his entrance. Hangman Page's eyes were just like, "This is not happening."
But like when his boots fell out of the bag, and he was like, "No, not the boots!"
And then got super kicked. I was like, they're saying like, does that count as a double super kick? Because he like super kicked the boot into his face. Yeah, this match was fun. The ending was bollocks fun. It was great. Next up was for the next match was for the ROH World Title. Flip Gordon takes on Jay Lethal, but not just Jay Lethal, Black Machismo Jay Lethal. This was brilliant.
And not just Black Machismo Jay Lethal. Speaking of dicks, he was teamed with Lanny Poffo, a man who was renowned for being able to suck his own dick.
Wow, I did not know that.
That's literally the only thing I know about Lanny Poffo.
Really?
That and he's Macho Man's brother.
I thought it was quite a clever thing to have him tap him on the shoulder and then he became the Macho Man. Yeah.
Like even the way he
everything
spoke
changed. And the way he wrestled, it was fan-fucking-tastic. And like everything from lifting Brandy up like Liz on his shoulder, I was and then she tapped him on his shoulder, and he was back to normal. But Brandy was out for a second payday, double payday. She did 3 elbow drops.
Yeah.
This is what we were talking about before. 3 fucking elbow drops. Way to kill the Macho Man.
Well, no, Randy Savage used to do multiple elbow drops.
Oh, would he?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
right,
when he was when in the Royal Rumble, whenever Yokozuna won the Royal Rumble, I think it was 94.
93.
93. Like Randy Savage is like 3 consecutive elbow drops, then goes to pin him, and Yokozuna just chucks him up over the top rope.
Oh wow, amazing. Oh, Macho Man.
Yeah, so
Oh dear.
Randy Savage kind of killed his own elbow drop with that.
Yeah, firm. Flip kicked out, and then he hulked up, and we got a Hulk spot.
Well, before, like, the first, 3 minutes of this match, I just did a copy of WrestleMania 3.
Oh, were they?
Jay Lethal is Savage, and Flip Gordon is Ricky Steamboat. When they go into all, the arm drags and stuff, that's
amazing.
The first bit of the WrestleMania 3 match.
That's excellent. I still haven't seen that match.
Have you not?
No.
Or maybe that's why you missed it.
Yeah.
I was like, is this gonna... Because I was like, are they gonna do, the whole match? Like, if Jay Lethal at some point gets out and grabs a ring bell, then this is just a complete copy.
Amazing.
But no, he gets tapped on the shoulder, back into Jay Lethal.
Yeah. There was a Samoan drop, standing shooting star, and then a corkscrew moonsault. I think that was Flip, wasn't it?
Probably, that sounds like Flip.
I was going to say, that's a lot of flipping.
His name is Flip.
Absolutely. And for a guy, I was going to say, you have to call yourself that, you have to be pretty confident in your flipping abilities. And he was very, very good. Then the cutter from the top, lethal injection, and Jay Lethal retains in what was a pretty decent match.
It was alright, yeah.
Like, I don't think there was a single bad match all night.
No, not any bad matches. Some were better than others, but there was nothing bad.
No, absolutely not.
I thought Flip Gordon was going to win this.
Did you?
Because of the whole build of him trying to get onto
But I think it was the right call with...
Yeah, I think Jay Lethal should have retained.
Because he's, the best independent star.
Yeah.
That there's, but, like Christopher Daniels and Kazarian as well. They're the true indie... never been WWE.
No.
True indie guys. AJ and Joe would have been considered as well. But, obviously, they're now feuding over the main fucking title. And Bully Ray came out, which is nice. Good old Bully.
It looks like he's put weight back on from his TNA days.
I mean, I don't think he's wrestling anymore. I think he's just.
He was in the fucking Battle Royal.
Well, yeah, but it's a Battle Royal, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't require a whole lot of that.
I could be in a Battle Royal. I've won a Battle Royal. Like, what does that tell you? And then Colt Cabana came out. Hey, Chicago, sometime. I also get to meet Colt Cabana tomorrow. Oh, that's pretty cool. He's doing a live podcast.
Yeah, he was kind of like the original wrestling podcast, wasn't it? Colt Cabana.
Was, yeah. So he's doing that this weekend, which would be cool to meet him. But yeah, that was cool. It was very nice. Next up was Penta El Zero, Pentagram Jr. against Kenny Omega.
Pentagram, isn't that a computer program?
Is it?
Yeah.
Pentagon.
Pentagram. I think it's like a computer operating system.
Boot him up.
Oh no, wait, I'm thinking of Pentiums. A pentagram is the five-sided
yes,
star,
which is where because obviously the Pentagon is in the middle of it. Kenny, where the fuck's your belt, mate?
I did think that.
Where is your belt? If you are the champion, you come out with your fucking belt.
It's not a New Japan show though, is it?
Doesn't matter. The ROH had, but they were donating, they have the referee there for this match, who was from New Japan. They had...
Actually, Tiger Hattori was on the show later.
Yeah, and the Bucks came out with their IWGP tag titles.
No, they didn't.
Did they not?
They had,
they
had belts that said like All In on them. Special made All In belts.
Okay. Maybe it was replica then. Okay, maybe New Japan didn't want their belts on the show then or something.
Maybe Kenny just decided not to take it.
Or that. Well, I mean, he has dropped it in the past. You don't want to drop it again on American soil.
He has come out with his... Well, he has not come out with his US belt, just forgot that in the back. Gets to the ring, he's like, oh shit, I forgot the belt.
Oh my god, the belt.
How did that happen?
This again, as what tends to happen with Kenny Omega matches, I don't write anything.
Really?
I'm just engrossed. Once again, I have I've apart from where's your belt, Kenny, I then have 3 fucking notes. Which is, this match has been awesome. Package pile driver on the apron, which looked nasty as fuck. That looked like, oh my god, you can tell why these two are some of the best in the world. And for how big Penta is, for him to be doing lucha stuff, is very
It doesn't
impressive.
look like you... I mean, apart from the mask and stuff, he doesn't look like your
No,
typical
he hasn't got the
luchador.
build, has he? Whereas, like, I guess Eddie Guerrero was a lot hencher, but he was small.
He was slimmer in his proper lucha days.
In his WCW versus Ray days.
It was when he went to WWE that he started putting on all the masks.
Oh well. One Winged Angel and Kenny wins. That was awesome.
That was a very good match, but Kenny seems to have that
He just can't have bad matches.
No.
He can't have bad matches. I really want someone one of these days to like, for the "you can escape," someone just to jump out and just go, "I escaped," and then just get like super kicked or something. I don't know. I'd like to see someone do that because people have like
people escape from it, but no one shouts anything about it.
It's why, but I think that is just why you get a comedy, like Yano or someone. I mean, your mate has such people do escape from it though, but I guess that would just kill it. I guess like, I escaped. It's like, I guess you did. And then so this match finished. The lights then went out. And I was like, oh shit.
They went out for quite a long time.
It was. They were out for a while. I was like, oh, is this a... because they were selling it as like, this is the first time we put anything like this on. This is bound to happen. We're bound to have some cock-ups.
There was a storm in Chicago at the time.
Oh, well, there you go. There's more cover-ups for it.
It was raining in Chicago, as Okada put on Twitter. It was like, I've arrived in Chicago.
It's raining.
It is raining here.
I love that man.
And then he was like, I have arrived back in Japan. It's raining here as well.
Oh, he's brilliant. But yeah, then the lights came back up, and Kenny's still there. Everyone's like, hey, clapping. And then Penta gets up and starts attacking Kenny. It's like, oh, all right, getting his heat back. Hang on a minute. Has he changed his mask?
Has his tattoos changed?
Has he got different... I recognise those. Holy shit, it's Jericho! Codebreaker. Place goes mental. See you on the cruise, Kenny. Fucking fantastic. Book it. Amazing.
Right.
Absolutely amazing.
I have yet to see a Jericho, like, you know, he comes in, that hasn't been spoiled for me.
Oh, no way.
It's the first time he appeared in New Japan on the screen when he challenged Kenny. Saw that on Facebook. Thanks to you. You tagged me in it.
Oh, shit.
If then, I think when he first did, the night after Wrestle Kingdom when he did Naito, Attack Naito,
Yeah.
I think I saw that on Twitter. And this one, fucking YouTube, What Culture, I'm naming and blaming them.
Oh,
they're like,
balance.
what happened at All In? The thumbnail of their video was Jericho. Oh no, it was
that's
Pentagon with an arrow saying Jericho.
That's
It's like,
such a dick move.
it's like all the other ones just had like the All In banner.
Yeah.
This had Pentagon with Jericho written above
That
it.
is such a dick move.
That was fucking stupid of them.
Why would you do that?
I was like, so I'm still yet to actually be surprised by a Jericho thing. And I was surprised that he was there.
I was marking the hell out for this. Obviously, like, it's huge to have someone as big as Jericho be on this sort of show. And I can only imagine that Cody Rhodes creamed his pants when Jericho said yes to this.
I think it was yesterday or today, I only listened to it today. They did a quick, like, hour podcast, Jericho's podcast, of this. And,
I've not listened to that yet.
well, because the two reasons Jericho couldn't be on the show was one, loyalty to Vince. They didn't want to be in a show in the US that's not a WWE show. This is genuinely the first time he's done it since he was in WCW in the States.
That's huge.
Second was that Fozzy had a show in Kansas City, which is 500 miles away from Chicago.
Wow.
Jericho flew into Chicago that day, got there for 5:30, went and did all the stuff All In, got a private jet, flew to Kansas City,
And did Fozzy.
did the Fozzy show still in his Pentagon makeup.
That is... God, what a trooper. I love him.
But the thing, like, they told Pentagon, this is all stuff on the podcast, so I'd definitely say listen to it. They told Pentagon to bring a second costume for Jericho, but they didn't tell him what for or anything.
Oh, right.
So they didn't say bring two of the same.
Oh, okay.
So he brought a gold one and a silver
And a
one.
silver one.
So like an hour before the Jericho had to go up, they were running around Chicago looking for gold paint, and like spray painting all the stuff, and
Oh, never mind.
it's like, but like the fact that they still managed to do it, and like when he was brought down with the lights off, they took him to the wrong side. They brought him to where Kenny was, so
is
they had
that
to
why?
run him. He said he was in the ring, like they could have turned it on earlier, but they was just kind of like to make sure everything was okay.
Right.
So they had to get him back round to the other side of the ring, and it was like just the effort to go through all this.
I know, amazing. Absolutely amazing. And for
And
what a moment
it's
as well.
It's the biggest talking point of the show, really.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And it's just to set up his cruise.
Yeah, it's just to give it another plug, because why not? I mean, like, I'd kill to be on that cruise.
Oh, it'd be so good.
That would just be fucking phenomenal. Final two matches of the night is my boy, Marty Scurll, against Kazuchika Okada. Oh my god, this match is awesome.
Yeah, Kenny and Okada have this strange thing where they just don't have bad matches.
No, they're literally that good. There's, oh my word. There was like he got him in the tombstone, and then he reversed out of it, and then he finger snapped. It was like, oh, brilliant.
His finger snapped from the 205 live gesture.
Yeah.
He did the 205. And Scurll grabbed his fingers, did the finger snap.
Snap.
He finger snapped Arthur as well. You know the video when he was walking down the corridor before the match, and like the one hand going, "You're a dickhead."
Yeah, it's just like,
And they
no,
were like,
he's too
Arthur,
light. He can't.
Arthur, like, calm down. Martin here is a good wrestler. But
That was
that's
really good. I
That's
like
a very
that.
being the elite thing. They did it with Cody once when he was like running for president, and like I think Pharaoh the dog runs through the video, and like Arthur the left hand, he's like, "And your runaway's a fucking dog," and he's shitting all over the place, and Cody loses. He just puts his hand in his head in his hands, and he's corpse in centre the man. But the left hand's Kazarian, the right hand's Daniels.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. Gets the brolly,
Arthur.
and it says all in
Oh,
on
that
it.
was really good.
I
There's the
marked
Rainmaker
so
into
much. And then he hit the Rainmaker. I genuinely thought he was going to beat him with his own move at this point. I was like, oh my god, they're going to put him over. Like that would have shifted so much in New Japan.
The junior,
had
the heavyweight
Scurll beaten Okada.
divide.
It would have just like blown it wide open. But I think it's such, like, you know, you don't want to see it. I wouldn't like to see them merged, but I definitely like to see more cross between them.
You always have tag matches,
Yeah,
but
but
that's you sometimes have the junior and the heavyweight.
it's like
guys
hasn't
crossover.
Okada had a match against Osprey though?
Yeah, and
Instead of
Balor.
singles, yeah.
Well, Devitt when he was a junior.
So I mean,
It does happen from time to time.
it does happen, but I think I'd like to see it happen a bit more.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and especially the way WWE segregate 205 Live from the rest of the roster and do that, and it's like, but apparently in regards to 205 Live, Trips wants to, because obviously he's now in charge of it. Triple H wants to like take it over, merge it with NXT, make NXT a 2-hour show, and make it a legit third brand, which I'm so game for, and still have the cruiserweight belt, but and have the cruiserweights allowed to fight anyone they want, but obviously only a cruiserweight can wrestle for the title.
Yeah,
which is how it was in the first place. That's how it was originally. Like when in like 06 and 07, that's what it was when Ray was on the scene. He was winning the belt and Gregory Helms and all them, but they were still able to wrestle other guys. And you can have, and it just opens up so many more match possibilities.
Yeah.
Like you throw in Jack Gallagher against Seth Rollins, and you watch magic happen in that ring. So it's I really hope that does happen.
I don't think New Japan has that problem though.
No, it doesn't, because it doesn't segregate as much, because they're still put on this. They're all on the same show for one.
As they don't have the problem of everyone's faced each other like so many times. There, it's now you don't need to see it, but they need to start doing crossover. It's still like seeing like I don't know Goto versus Kenny. That's happened like 2 or 3 times. You can still do that for another few years before you have to start going. Okay, now it's time for Goto to face Kushida. So like they don't have that issue yet.
No, absolutely. But anyway, this match,
Goto and Kushida would be quite good.
yes, it would. Speaking of Kushida, he's also at this show.
Is he? Oh.
He is. He's facing Chris Ridgway in a match that I'm very excited to be watching. That's going to be a very good match. But yeah, Okada wins. Holy fuck, what a match. This was brilliant.
Apparently this match went 12 minutes over. It's a lot of time. Like, I don't understand how you can go 12 minutes over. It's like go home now.
Exactly.
Go home now.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless the go home spot was 10 minutes long.
This is Okada. You don't have a 15-minute Okada. I don't think that's ever happened unless he's lost to Yano.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you've just got to. It is what it is. It is what it is, and you don't tell the Rainmaker to go home. He tells you to go home.
He's like, sorry, no speaker English.
Well, I've seen that gimmick somewhere before. And anyway, it was time for your main event of the night. It was Bandido, Rey Fenix Jr. and Rey Mysterio, who looks in phenomenal shape, against Kota Ibushi and the Young Bucks, the Golden Elite. And Mysterio was dressed as Wolverine. It was very, very cool. This was just spots galore.
Yeah, because this was the one that had all the time taken from them.
Yeah,
so it was like,
obviously,
because they said like this match was meant to go like 15 minutes longer than it did.
So it was
this was just get everything in as soon as possible.
Pretty
much. Because I was going, I think when this match started on New Japan World, there's like 17 minutes left with entrances, and I was like, this is gonna have to be really quick. And I think there was 7 minutes left when this was the first time you heard over the speakers, you heard someone say, like, go home. I think it sounded like Cody. He was like giving cues. He was like, go home. He was like,
I heard the referee shout it.
Yeah, and then I think there's about a minute and a half left of the entire broadcast. It's like, do the finish. And then they do like the more bang for your buck with Ibushi doing a 450. It's like, oh, that's a pretty darn good finish. Kick out. It's like, what are they doing? You've got 45 seconds left on this thing. It's like, gear him up. Meltzer driver.
Had to be the Meltzer driver to finish it off, really, didn't it?
Get it done, and I think there's like
it was very quick once they finished. It was very quick. The when it ended, but it was phenomenal. It was just a really nice match to go home on. Would have been nice to have seen the Bucks do a proper match.
Yeah,
like because we've spoke about it on our New Japan specials in the past that they're actually really good at storytelling. So it would have been nice to have seen that happen. But then I guess there wasn't anything on the line.
No.
It was just like these legends, and actually let's not like count out Ray Phoenix and Bandido because they had phenomenal. There's some boss spots.
Yeah.
I love watching lucha stuff. It's sick.
And they were saying like, the Bucks and Ray speaking English, Kota speaking Japanese, and the two guys speaking Spanish. And it's like they had to get all this across in the match, like. Just carry on doing all your spots with like 3 different language barriers going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course we got the closest we will ever get to Rey Mysterio versus Kota Ibushi, which was nice. So in the space of like 2 months, we've had what possibly will be the only time we'll ever get Rey Mysterio versus Okada and Rey Mysterio versus Ibushi. It was brilliant. But that was All In, folks, and that I can safely say was one of the best shows I've ever seen. Also, I need to read out Alex's notes.
I've got it if you want me to do it.
Go ahead, you'll do better justice than I will.
Well, I'll just read it. Sam, from Alex. All In. Boss, better than anything I've ever seen.
I thought you were going to do it in the accent.
This wasn't the accent.
No, I thought you were going to do it in the accent.
No, I couldn't do that. Oh, I can't do that. I went to my default accent, which is just Brummy. I love the Young Bucks. I channel my inner Matt Jackson. I think Matt Jackson is my dad. Please be my dad, Matt Jackson. You're my favourite Young Buck. This sounds like a letter to Santa. You're my favourite Young Buck, but I also really love Nick too because he is boss. The dives were the best. I love the Young Bucks kiss. I love the Young Bucks kiss. Signed, Alex Cooper, aka Alexis Falcon. Double kiss.
Oh, there we go. So do you think Alex likes the Young Bucks?
Yeah, probably. I think so. She does rob a lot of their spots, doesn't she?
The jig is up, Falcon. That was All In, and that was possibly one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
I wouldn't go that far, personally.
Would you not?
No. Because when I saw, because I watched it a few days after because I was on holiday. Mm-hmm. And when I saw everyone was like, oh, this is the best show ever, like, this is better than any WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's what Alex put.
I think that got to my mind that like this was going to be, like every match was going to be 5 stars after one another. And like I think, to me, like the first hour or so, it was okay. From the Hangman Page match, it picked up, and the last 3-4 matches were just really good.
Yeah.
And like it really built throughout the night.
There was a really good pace throughout.
Yeah.
Like we've seen a couple of, I guess, like, well, mind you, I guess with this year's WrestleMania, aside from it being ridiculously fucking long, the only thing that I think we'd said we'd change would be the Braun match. We'd have put that where Asuka and Charlotte would have been, and put them there. But even then, like, you'd have to change some of the match lengths around because you can't. Like, people are just going to be knackered. I mean, regardless if you've got that main event, which was awful, but anyway, we're not on about WWE. But yeah, no, I think it was up there. It was probably, it's better than, I'd say it's better than half of the WrestleManias.
Yeah. And also,
Easily.
this was the very first time that they've done a show, and it was nothing but a success.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the main point. Like, 3 guys have put on a wrestling show and it's been fucking seen over the throughout the world. Mm-hmm. Like it's been the talk of wrestling for over a year. Yeah, without a doubt, and it's bigger than anything WWE have done in a very long time. Mm-hmm. I think WWE must be shitting themselves, not only because of what All In's just done and they've just broken all that, not only because Ring of Honor and New Japan are running Madison Square Garden soon as well, but over on this side as well, like World of Sport are going off and doing a tour and stuff as well, so that's like major competition. But we'll see where business it's gonna be very interesting. But it was nice to see this big collaboration between loads of different promotions all coming together to just have one hell of a show, and I'd like to see it happen more.
I don't think WWE shitting itself by any means. They're still the number one.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot to unperch them, but they've got to be. They're definitely going to have a bit more of an eye.
Oh yeah.
On everything else.
I think it's just nice that this is something different. This is like everything that's different has come together. All those different companies.
Yeah.
I'm saying like,
be nice if this happened once a year. like
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Like all these companies come together for this big thing.
Because after the show went off, like Cody and like Hangman and Kenny all went back out and they did like a 15-minute like post-match thing, which is on this week's Being the Elite.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone was kind of expecting them to be like, here's the date for All In 2. And it was like, we're thinking of it, obviously. We want to do All In 2, but we can't guarantee it like right now. It's like, but yeah, if they've done this one,
Yeah, absolutely.
then absolutely,
And it was
I'm sure
such a
they'll look into
success.
it.
I'm sure they will. Hopefully they will. But yeah, just phenomenal, absolutely brilliant. And I mean, like I've made it known on past podcasts, I'm not really enjoying WWE right now anyway. But this was fucking brilliant. It was a very.
It was very, very indie.
It was, but it
very
was
good.
so entertaining. So entertaining. So that's that, folks. Thank you for listening. It's been a nice long hour chat.
Not bad.
On All In, which is what it deserves. So, thanks for listening, folks. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and go and check out our blogger for whenever anybody actually posts another article on there, which I was going to do for this, but then I thought, no, I'm just going to do a podcast on it anyway, so I'm not going to bother. But that was All In. Thanks for checking it out, folks. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for listening. And we will see you next week with our Historic Moments podcast, which is one not to be missed. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.